All right. You might know him in your community from fixingfathers.org, or if you read his best-selling book called...
Well, I did a book with Damon Wayans. You gonna tell him that? I did a book called My Wife, My Kids, My God.
And
we got some kids books coming out too, man. We got some kids books.
You got all kinds of guys. You got the sticks. No, meet the
stick pins.
The stick pins.
Oh, y'all gotta check the stick pins out. You got it, man. I'm plugging, man. I didn't get on the show to plug, man.
Dr. David Asbery's in the building. We're talking about.
You got me plugging, man. That's not what I'm here for, man. No plugging. No more plugging.
No.
Maybe.
No. How important? I mean, you're pretty successful as a businessman. Yeah. It's not like you need attention or any more money.
Right.
Why get into doing more? Because you got a wife, a lovely wife, who wants some attention.
Yes.
You got kids.
Yes.
But yet you want to put nonprofits on your plate. You want to put writing, producing. Why?
Man,
Why?
It is. You see the smile on my face? It's real. It's exciting, man. You know, man, when you come up with an idea, right? And you're laying in the bed and saying, damn, I'd like to have my own show. And either you are gonna wake up and it's still gonna be there, right? And it's still gonna be just festering right here, or it's gonna be gone. But if it is there, it's the excitement of that seed being so small, and the next thing you know, it just starts growing and starts growing. People start saying, hey man, I saw the stick pins. Hey man, I got your book. I saw so-and-so. You know what I mean? And it grows and grows and grows. You're in the community. And if you happen to be doing something for folks, it is exciting. It just puts a smile on my face, you know? Especially when you're helping folks, you know?
You're Fixing Fathers helps a lot of young men.
Yes.
Are you trying are you fulfilling a need? Because, you know, we were talking about being unique as a nonprofit,
right.
No one really cares about dads and their roles in the house.
That's the piece.
Was there something in your life that triggered that for you?
Well, I went through a horrendous divorce and a custody battle with my first wife. And while I was down at court, this was in the Bronx, I saw and witnessed so many men walking around with this big question mark on their heads. And it was me too. And we are so cool, right? We are so cool that we don't want to ask for help, right? But when you see the women down there, right? Legs crossed. Legs crossed, comfortable. And Jose, you know why?
Because they're about to get the bag.
Because it's not the fact that they're gonna get the money or whatever. It's the fact that they have their girlfriends and they can be vulnerable, right? And they can talk and say, what should I expect when I'm down there? But me, right, daddy cool, I'm not going to this brother and saying, hey man, listen, I'm worried. I don't know what to, I'm just not gonna do that, right? Because I'm a smooth brother. I figure it out. And the women don't figure it out. They go in there knowing what to do, what room to go to, who to ask the questions to. We go down there and it's like a deer in headlights. We're just like, and that's what I saw. So, in going through my custody battle and my divorce and fighting over the kids, she say left, I say right, she say left. It's just, we just fighting over everything. I made a promise to God. I said, God, if you get me through this, I swear I am going to create an organization that's going to help dads. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am going to help dads. And he got me through it, right? So you don't make promises to the man up above and hold up your end because, stuff will happen. Mm-hmm. At least that's the way I feel. You make a promise, you stick to it. And that's the piece right there. When I basically, went back to school, did my dissertation on how non-resident fathers maintain their roles while dealing with the ambiguities of fatherhood. I did I interviewed 13 dads to find out exactly what they were feeling, right? And we found out that these men were feeling a sense of powerlessness with respect to child support, a sense of powerlessness with respect to being being acknowledged as a father, right? One dad was telling me how he took his daughter to school and they assumed he was they assumed that he was the uncle. I mean, he couldn't be the dad, right? You know, and it's just the frustration, a sense of powerlessness with respect to the relationship with your significant other, the one that you happen to be breaking up with, your ex-wife or your ex-girlfriend, baby mama, whatever you want to call it. So these are challenges that men face, and me, what I want to do is give these men a space.
So with that said, what kind of space do you have for yourself?
Oh man,
It's one of my favorite questions because you're working. You're a working man.
right,
On top of a nonprofit
right,
and family.
right.
What is your hobby?
My hobby. What do I do for fun other than this stuff? Well, I'm a big video game guy.
Get out of here.
I love video games, man. I got everything.
You do?
I make sure I get everything.
What you
And
got?
I don't get a chance to play too much because, you know, fall asleep
So
now.
you got Call of Duty?
I got Call of Duty, I got Xbox, I got PlayStation, I got Switch 2, got Switch 1. I got all of that, man. So I love that stuff. I've always loved it. You know, that's like my thing. You know, that's my thing.
As a kid, did you get any of that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I grew up, you know, my sons grew up with it. You know, my sons grew up with it because their daddy loved it. You know, I used to have a wall full. I used to have this we called it the wall. So just picture this big wall, and I would Velcro every game that we bought. And it was just so, you know, my sons used to bring kids up just to see the wall, you know. Say,
Oh my
man,
God.
Look at all of this. Look at all of this.
And here I am with my little Nintendo games thinking I'm doing something.
Man, I love it, man. I love it. I ain't gonna lie, man.
So,
It's just fun stuff.
what was your favorite game growing up?
I like the sports games. I wasn't really good at them, but you know, 2K. I mean, you know, 2K. What? 2K26 is out today, actually. You know,
Yeah.
so we, you know, me and my son got that. You know, we're gonna play a couple of games. You know, I just love it, man. It's just fun stuff. You know.
So as a
pass
kid,
that
what did
way.
you play?
As a kid,
you played sports.
Call of Duty.
Well,
I played the basketball. I love Madden.
You like? Oh, so you're a Madden guy?
I'm a Madden guy. I'm not good. I'm not good now. You know,
So
I'm
we're
not
not
gonna
gonna
be
put
bragging.
$50 on it.
Exactly. You take the other. You put the money on the other guy. But I just love. You know. I just love playing. You know. Just love playing. Man.
Just to be playing.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, it's still in me. It's something that
Has gaming changed over years? I mean, what has the sound?
Well, you know, I'm to the point now where 2K26 look like 2K25, but the younger kids understand the extras, the different intricacies. I don't see it. It all looks the same to me now. I can play 25, but you know, my son was the other day, Dad, we getting, right? My son, we getting 26. I said, what, hold up, are you putting some money in? You know, he ain't putting no money in. Are we getting 26? I said, yeah, we getting it, man, we getting it. But you know,
But graphically is no different.
I say that, but the kids.
I mean, can you go back as 2020 or it's more like year to
Well,
year?
the graphics are hot, you know.
I mean, it's not what we started with, you know.
It's definitely not what it used to be.
Tecmo
You know?
Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't that. It ain't that. So
big.
the graphics are tight. You mean, Chris? You know, the basketball players look exactly like, blink their eyes. You know, all of that. So you know, they do look a lot better. You know, from back in the day. But even the back in the day games, man, I got the old games that I got. I got Pac-Man that I love. I mean, some things that just stick with you. You know what I mean? So I'm still playing Pac-Man. I'm still playing Missile Command. I'm still playing Space Invaders. So I got I got some of the old vintage games also, you know, to feed that urge, you know.
to give you that distraction.
Exactly. Take the edge off, man.
Take the edge off.
Yeah.
When you're playing sports games, there's two philosophies, right? You play like a player, or you play like a coach.
I would say I play like a coach, you know, because I'm always. It's funny that you say that because in Madden they got like a selection where you can pick whatever you want, or you can pick what the coach picks. And I kind of always lean towards picking what the coach picks. And I guess that's just, you know, and maybe that's why I don't win. You know, that's why my son creams me all the time.
I call my own plays.
Yeah.
I call my own audibles.
Oh, okay. So,
I don't rely on the game.
Free fall.
I read the
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
I read the defense. I set a man into motion, and if I don't see no one moving, I
See, I just don't get into it.
Hey.
play, but I don't get into it like that. And I guess that's why, that's why you see scores like, 32-7, But in that, right, in playing the game and even losing, I have so much, I just enjoy it. I just enjoy it. I can sit and watch you play someone else and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? So it's just fun stuff, man.
No, I get it. Once you're a fan, you're a fan.
Yeah,
you're a fan forever. It does help with the relationships with your son, because I mean, you guys at least talking about, talking about.
Yeah, it also helps.
But did they talk junk like he talks junk to other people?
He doesn't talk as much junk to me, but I hear him in his room. It's like two different people, but he doesn't talk too much junk. He'll just laugh that he won. He's like, yeah, Dad, once again. A lot of times if the game is about to end, what he'll do that really freaking pisses me off. If the game is like 32-7 and it's about to be down like maybe 2 minutes, he'll take the joystick and just say, yeah, Dad, this is over. This is over, man. And they just step out of the room.
Condescending.
Yeah, just a total jerk, man. Total jerk, man. But
And you allow it. And you allow
what
it.
are you gonna do, man? It's kind of funny, It's something that I would do, But it just takes the joystick, just takes the control, and just go like, yeah, Dad, this is over, man. Yeah, comebacks, and just step out of the room, and I just sit there.
Hey, no comebacks. 30-7. You already know.
Yeah, that's it, man. You ain't got a chance. You ain't got a chance. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all fun.
Do you and your wife do anything together? Because she's a busy lady. You are.
Well, I pull my wife into the nonprofit. I pull her into it. And I don't want to say that she doesn't enjoy it. She might scream and yell and scream, but I truly, perfect example. We're taking a bunch of folks to the African American Museum in Washington, right? Tomorrow morning, right? 40 folks. She put that whole thing together. I just had the vision, and I say, honey, can you help me with this? And I see all the pandemonium and all the craziness, but I know she loves it.
She's a great event. She's a great event organizer.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is that these are folks that are going are folks that they probably would not be able to go. Yeah. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
They got an opportunity to go for free, right? Free food. We're going to Carolina's Kitchen when we get out there after it's over with. Everything is free, right? Through grants. And you get kids that get to see this, and they wouldn't regularly get to see this. That's the piece, man.
No, so that's where you find the energy, and that's where you find and that's where you find wifey time.
Yes, we'll be on the bus together. We're gonna be, we're on the bus together. She's gonna be right here.
Hey, Doc, I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't count. Okay, I'm glad that you're mine.
Well, all right. I know what you want. All right, we love movies. We want to see the Denzel Washington movie, but we haven't gotten a chance to see it. So I'll be honest with you, a lot of our stuff, a lot of the nonprofit stuff, we do together. And that's that's our time, man. That's our time. I mean, we do sometimes when there's a big movie out, we'll treat the community to the movies. Mm-hmm. So that's our time, man. I mean, putting it together, laughing, joking, calling people up and saying, "Hey, listen, we got this free movie." Actually today she called up a person, said, "Hey, listen, would you like to bring your son to this free?" And the person was just like, "I've never been. I've been wanting to go." You know what I'm saying? And we just cracked up at it because, hey, we got another person that's that we call him newbie. That's another person that,
Who did that for you growing up?
My dad took a group of kids to see the Mets game, right? Took a group of kids to see Yankees game. We had something called the CYO. Used to be in the CYO, Catholic Youth Organization. Wow, I can't believe I remember that. But they would do things like that, just take you spaces that you could not go to. You couldn't go there. You just couldn't go there. I didn't have parents that were rich, So basically you're in the projects and you in that environment. Everything that happens, you right there. But you get someone who says, "Hey man, we need to see if we can get some free Mets tickets or something like that. And next thing you know, somebody says, hey, yeah, I can give you some free Mets. You want to take some kids? Yeah, I take some kids. And you're watching the Mets, man. I mean, you're all the way up there.
Stop.
You're all the way up there, but you're watching the Mets. You're at a Met game. So, so that piece right there is me wanting to, utilize the organization to give people experiences that they wouldn't really have, and take out the I can't go because it's always like, nah, I would love to go to Washington, but I can't go because I don't got the money, I don't got this, I don't got that, I can't do this. Take that out. So if I take that out, what's left? You coming? You hanging out with the Asberys? You coming?
Hanging out. That you have a great gift of having a vision and following through.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone out there that struggles with finalizing a project?
It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason, especially if it keeps coming back. Okay, so I have a vision, right? I had a vision about chess sets, right? I don't play. I'm not good. I know how to play, but I'm not good. Had a vision about chess sets. Wanted to start a program about chess sets. Let it go. But then it came back, right? Then somebody came to my office and they were talking about chess. Then I interviewed someone on a podcast. He was talking about how he loved to play chess. So it's just keeps showing up, right? Keeps showing up. So if it keeps showing up, right? I'm not saying to jump on the first thing that you're thinking about, but I'm saying if that thing keeps showing up, it's meant to be, man. I believe that. I don't know if it's, I don't know if folks believe in, the world and the world brings it to you and all that kind of stuff, but I totally believe that if it keeps showing up, if I leave here and somebody's talking about a chess set, if I leave here and someone is talking about, man, I wish I could buy me a chess set, but I just don't have it, or whatever. It just keeps showing up. Then that means that I need to get into action. You need to get into action. You need to do something about it. And a lot of folks think that everything got to be so big, right? So my chess program started with giving away 10 chess sets, right? That ain't big. Then it grew from 10 to 25. Another grant, 100. Another grant, 200. We've given away over 500 chess sets, and we're still giving them away. It's just a little program that just keeps on doing what it does. I keep finding a way to get some money and buy some new chess sets. So now it's jumped from not just a chess set. We get the chess set. We get the pouch that you can carry it with. We get the chess book. You know what I mean? And it just keeps growing. So that's the advice is, if it keeps showing up, right, then do something about it. It's your duty to do something and jump on it and make it happen.
If you want to, can you break down the process? Okay, vision, plan. What are the steps for you?
The steps are for me. It's I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, right, and something comes to mind. Perfect example. I'll give you another example, right? Pampers, right? Never thought that I would be this expert in Pampers. So I'm laying in bed, right? I had partnered with someone. They got the state Pampers, right? So I had partnered with them, and I was having clients come in, and giving them free Pampers, right? Giving them free Pampers. And cool, it was really good. So then one day a lady called me up and said, I don't have any gas money and I can't come to your office. So I was like, but I need my Pampers. So I was like, okay, because I can't be flying all around New Haven, delivering Pampers. So I said, okay, all right, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out some kind of way. So so for that, in that instance, we gave her gas money. She got in the car. She came over, right? But that night, I'm thinking, damn, man, she got to come all the way from there to get her Pampers. She got to make an appointment with me to get the Pampers. Sometimes she can't make it, right? David, I can't make it. So I'm just in the bed thinking, how can I make it easy for her, right? How can I make it easy for her? So then I thought, Amazon came into my head, and I said, wait a minute. First of all, a lot of folks get the state Pampers because that's what they give, right? And I've learned in the community foundation, in the neighborhood leadership program, right, is that one thing you got to do is go out to the people and find out what they want. Stop giving people what you think they want, right?
Okay.
So there's a guy in the street who
So step one, have a vision.
have a vision.
Step two,
right?
meet the people where they're at.
Meet the folks. Find out what they need and what they want.
Then,
What do they need?
then figure out a delivery system.
Figure out how to get it to them. But stop, right? Let me go back to that point too. Stop thinking for the people. Find out what the people want. And then you move on to the next step on how you need to get it. So with the Pampers, I was saying to myself, wait a minute now. If I were to ask you, right? If I was to ask you, you got baby girl. If I was to ask you, state Pampers or what would you want? If I were to buy you some Pampers, what would you want? What type of Pampers would you want?
I'm good
Loves.
I'm good with the Target generics. They're pretty good.
You're good with that? That's what you want.
The Target brand,
Generics.
yeah,
There might
they
be
were
someone.
really good.
Now my
Affordable,
other
but that's
client.
for me. But if you're gonna give me some, I'll take the hug.
There you go.
If you're gonna give
Now,
me,
that's the key right there.
If you won't give me some,
That's the key.
I'll take the huggies.
So that's the key right there. So why, right? Why should we be giving people substandard stuff? Why can't you have what I have? Why can't you? Why do we feel, right? Why do we feel? And I'm talking about nonprofits in a whole that I think some of them need to change. Why do we feel that a guy that's begging on the street that says he wants $3 to get a sandwich, right? You feel as though I'm not giving them $3 to get no sandwich, or I'm gonna give him $2. He need to be happy with that. He need to be happy. She need to be happy with the Pampers that I'm giving them. But no, that's not how I was treated, right? That's not how you treated, right? You wouldn't tell your wife, well, honey, you need to get the Pampers, the cheapest Pampers that you can. No, you're gonna say, well, honey, you know what? Let's get the Loves, right? So that was the idea right there. The idea is get the people what they want. So we get the people what they want, and we deliver it to their doorstep via Amazon. You don't need to come see me. So after you get in this program, you don't even need to see me anymore. We just email, we just text each other. You good? Yeah, I'm good, Dr. Asbery. Thank you so much. Smile. You don't need to get in your car. You don't need to waste no gas. Amazon delivers it right to your doorstep.
Find a gap and find an innovative way to meet the need.
Exactly.
All right, so we're breaking it down.
Yes.
We're breaking it down.
And it works. And make sure it works, right? You know, this one client was glad to be the guinea pig. She was like, "Oh yeah, this sounds good." She said, "This sounds good." I said, "Okay, we go." And that's how it started with her. It started with her problem, the fact that she, couldn't get to me. And next thing you know, it worked with her. She was like, "Dr. Asbery, this is working." Next thing you know, let me add on someone else. Let me add on someone else. Let me add on someone else. I know so much about Pampers now. It is a shame. And I never thought I'd be slinging Pampers. That's the last thing I thought I'd be doing.
All right. 25 minutes in.
Okay.
You see how this works now?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
You see?
Run your mouth, Dr. Asbery. But I get it. I get what you're saying. It just keeps flowing.
So that's the advice, because you heard another conversation I was having about the duplication of services. You're not the only diaper bank.
Exactly.
You're not the only provider.
Yeah.
But you are providing a unique way of a delivery system.
That's it.
That separates you from other nonprofits.
Exactly. Exactly.
Why a nonprofit versus a for-profit business in your mind? Why does it work for you?
Why does it work for me?
And can it work for everybody?
Well, you got to have that. You see the smile, the smile on my face, right? About the giving piece, right? And there's nothing wrong with making money. Believe me, that makes me smile too. So, don't limit yourself to a nonprofit. Why not have both, right? Why not have other ways that you can make money? But what the nonprofit piece brings a smile to my face because I love giving and and it sounds so corny. I swear it sounds corny, but to meet someone that is in need and I'm able to help them, like really help them. You know what I'm saying? Like they are in, like and I'm throwing all of these programs, but we had a rental assistance program where I got a couple of $1,000s where I was able to help like maybe 10 people. And what I'm finding out is that folks need a little boost. Everybody is not in this space where, oh my God, the world is coming. But some folks just need $900, $800, $900 to just catch up. And I've helped folks like that are just so grateful. You know what I mean? That are so grateful and they want to give back. I had one young lady called me like 3 times, said, listen, you don't need to give me. I said, you help someone else, because she kept calling me back to say, listen here, thank you so much, because you don't know what this means. You know what I mean? You don't know what this means right now. Nobody helped me. Nobody would help me. And you picked up the phone, you picked up the phone. And I got some Pampers out of it too. So.
Some people, it's crazy. Just like children, they just need a little bit of attention.
Yes.
And you don't need to save everybody's world. I want to switch it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. I've been on your social media. I saw you bump into one of the Wayans recently.
My Wayne story. Yeah. So I grew up with them.
Yeah, you grew up with them. You know Damon.
I know Damon. Yeah, I grew up with Damon. I wrote a book with Damon back in the 90s.
But recently you bumped into...
I bumped into Marlon. I saw Marlon was at Schubert Theater in New Haven. So my wife had went to Baltimore for something, some fraternity, no, some sorority thing. Yeah, she's a sorority, and so I was like home by myself. She, took the kids and everything. I was home by myself, and I saw Marlon. I'm saying, man, I should go, man. I don't want to be that movie guy that goes to the movies by himself. I always thought that was weird. I always thought that was weird, but it's all good. I go to a concert by myself. But I said, you know what, man, I ain't doing nothing. I said, you know what? I got in the car and just got my ticket. Got me a nice ticket in the front. I said, Marlon better say something to me, So I got a ticket up in the front and just had a wonderful time. And after the event, sent some guy, maybe it's his assistant or something. He said, yo, get that dude right there. He said, get that bald-headed dude right there. And brought me to the back, man, and just was able to just reminisce about times and talked about his mother, about my mother passing and all of that. And just beautiful, man. He's just a beautiful spirit, man, and he's doing the work, And and I'm not a comedian, but it's inspiring to see this kid, right? Who he used to be on the block. Him and Sean were always together. Used to pop him on the head. I'm older, so I used to pop him on his head. I popped Sean. Marlon would pop me. Then I got to go run and catch Marlon, and then Sean would pop me. So they were always like this. That's what I remember. They were always together. Like their mother must have told them, yo, you two stay together, and anybody mess with y'all better jump. Y'all better jump him or something. Don't come back talking about, one got beat up and you didn't jump in. So those two were always together. But I was more Damon's age, so
So it was good. You know what? I gotta commend you though, because you were the brother that called up trying to get a ticket. You normally see you look at me like who would do that? Yo, that is offensive. The fact that you said I'm going to go and support the brother, buy a ticket,
yes,
and buy a premium ticket,
yes. Because
Because the other brother be like,
can I get a free? No, it's support, man. It's support, right? It's support. So what? He got millions. It don't matter, man. It don't matter. It's support, man. It's support. Let me play my part, man. You know how much they've done for me? You know what I mean? The family in itself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, the book that I did with Damon. This wasn't no, this wasn't can you write a book with me? And I don't really have any money right now. I got paid. You know what I mean? I got some money from that joint, man. That joint saved me. I'm still spending that money, man. So it was a phenomenal experience that I'll be able to carry to my grave. And I remember when Damon said to me, he said, he says, I don't care how old this book gets. He said, you're never gonna forget this experience, man. And he is so right, because I mean through the experience I got to meet Denzel Washington, right? I got to go to Denzel Washington's house through him. We were at a restaurant.
Yeah, you told me.
Can I tell you about that?
You told me the story.
Yeah, man. And
you were fanboying over Denzel.
Yeah. It was just like some unreal stuff that happened.
The process, right?
Yeah.
You never know where the process takes you.
You never know.
Even when you're doing your work, you still learn something about yourself through the process. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you do. You do. You do. Because the person that you're with, I'm watching, everybody sees Damon as the funny guy. But nobody saw him when I was there. I was there for like 2 weeks with him. No one sees the guy that's like chilling like this and just got a pad, and it's boring. Right? It's boring. I'm just sitting there and he's sitting there and he's just, you know what I mean? And just thinking. And that's what, you know what I mean? That's what the book, that ain't fun. That ain't, but everybody sees Marlon, they see David, everything's laughing and fun, but I got to see him in the room.
Being introspective. Yeah,
in the room, creating, man, and just sitting there for hours.
They had a franchise, right? What kind of franchise was it? The Scream franchise? No, they had the Wayne brothers.
What do you mean the Scream, the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They had to learn the lesson, right? Because when they first got to Miramax, their contract was not friendly, right? They kept all the money.
Right.
They didn't. So that led to the Wayans parting way with the movie industry, especially that franchise.
Right.
How important is it to know your contracts, and in this day and age, making sure that you are on the residual end and not the money up front, because everybody wants that money up front.
Well, that's the piece right there. Taking the time, right? Because and you'll hear a lot of folks say this. When you have this idea, you're so excited about it, right? You're so excited about this venture, this nonprofit, this business, this thing. And in that excitement, a lot of times we forget to talk to that lawyer or talk to that friend that has done it, or shadow someone who's had a nonprofit, right? And find out the intricacies, not the fun stuff, right? But what, have you ever been audited? Yeah, I've been audited. This is what happens. How can I prevent that from happening to me? Those things, and it's the stuff that, like I told you, the stuff that's not pretty, like the Damon in the room for hours. That stuff is not pretty. Writing the grants and all of this stuff, when I tell you about it, it's exciting and it's fun, and it'll have someone go out there and say, I need to create a nonprofit. But the other piece is, right? The other piece is me in my office yesterday and trying to write this grant and not knowing everything I need to know, and being vulnerable, right? Being vulnerable and being able to say, I don't know how to do this. I need your help. Could you help me? Being vulnerable and being able to reach out to people. That was really hard for me in the beginning, because I'm a doer. I want to do. I don't have time. Oh, you can't help me. I want to do. But you have to learn that there are going to be folks out there that can help you, and you need to jump on that. Whether it be you going to a nonprofit and just sitting there and just saying, hey, can I watch what you're doing? And being vulnerable enough to ask those questions. Can I sit with you? Can I do the one-on-ones with you? Can I find out what you're doing? Because I want to do that. It takes a lot to do that. Because you might just say to me, nah. And that's just like, oh God, oh, I'm embarrassed now. You know what I mean? I say, hey man, listen, I want to do a show like this. Can I come to your show and sit and watch? You might just say, nah, man, nah. So you gotta be willing to step out of your comfort zone and meet with folks.
People don't want to do that.
Right.
People see
Yes.
them. We're in the social media. They get their advice from TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't want to come to the dude that's doing it, right? They don't want to come to the dude that's doing it because they feel that the dude that's doing it some people is the dude that's doing it is too big for you to touch, and no one is too big for you to touch because it's. If somebody were to call me and say, hey, Dr. Asbery, could you do an interview? I'm like, yeah, you want to talk about me? Yes! Everybody wants to talk about themselves. Can I tell you a quick story? There's an artist, right? I think I might have told you, I'm not sure if I told you. There's an artist, right, that I absolutely love, Lilo Thomas. Not too many of your folks might know him. It's an old school artist. You're a good girl, real fine lady. I'm not going to sing it, but anyway. And this will show you Dr. Asbery's fear too. But so I love this dude. Like I love him maybe more than anyone else probably loves him. I am like his huge. I'm a huge fan. Number one fan. Okay, you understand, right? So I'm with my son. And I said, yo, this dude used to be the joint back in the day, the joint. You know, this dude used to be it back in the day. I said he was tight. You know, all the girls used to love him. So I said, man, I would love to interview him. And then my son said, well, why don't you just reach out to him? I said, nah, you know, because he's on Facebook, you know. Yeah. So he persuaded me. He's like, Dad, what's he gonna do? He said, what are you going to do? He's just going to say no, right? So, and I'm assuming that he got that from me because I always tell him that. Come on, man, just do it, man. What could happen? So I actually reach out to him. Hey, Lilo, love you. Remember you from back in the day, the Red Parrot, Roxy's, Bentley's, you know, just gave him all of that. Love your song, Good Girl. I mean, man, you have just created so many memories, man. One day I would love to just interview you. What did this dude say? This dude, in about a week and a half, gets back to me and he says, call my people and set it up. And I froze.
Wow.
It was just too big. I froze, man. I just, you know, I guess it was like Michael Jackson saying, you know, or somebody that you really love saying, yeah, come on over.
Prince,
you know,
Prince, come eat some pancakes.
Yeah, come eat some pancakes. You know, you're just like, is this really happening? Is this really? And I froze, man. I didn't do the interview. Now, you know, he's gonna be at Westbury. He's gonna be at Westbury in September. I gotta pump maybe you can pump me up. I'm gonna pump myself up to actually call his people and see if I can get that interview, man.
I don't know why you're wasting your time.
I froze, man.
Stop. See,
I froze.
So
what do you get from that?
What keeps you from freezing? Any other time?
Right. You know what keeps me from freezing?
Because all your other plans, I mean, you do bus trips, you do movies, you do Pampers. I mean,
I guess it's in my head. This guy is so big, and I just loved him so much, and I was just like, it was just too real. I didn't think that he would say yes, and he actually said yes.
But is there a block? Are you suffering from? I mean, everyone suffers from imposter syndrome, like.
I don't think I'm suffering. I don't think I'm suffering because I think that in my head he was just so big. That's all.
Yeah.
I think that
you belong in a room with him.
Yeah. Exactly. And we'll do this. And I know that it'll be phenomenal. I know that it'll be phenomenal.
Take the next step.
But for some reason, I don't know why, I did not.
Well, I think that in about a week or two, I'm going to text you and ask you.
Put the pressure. That's right.
Peer pressure.
And that's what we need.
Peer pressure.
And that's what we need.
The positive kind.
Yes.
Not like, hey, you want to go.
And that's what we need.
I'm going to call you in a week and be like, yo, did you reach out to the brother?
So I would say to that, right? Be ready for your situations. Be ready for what you ask for, right? Because you ask for all of these things and take advantage. Be ready for what you ask for. Because sometimes these things actually, you're talking about, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I want to do this. And then sometimes all of the blocks are removed.
They have been
right?
reviewed. There is no block, and you're the only block.
Exactly.
You're the one that's left.
Exactly. So that's what I would tell folk, that there are times when the blocks just become removed. Are you ready? And some folks, they're not ready. They're used to, I can't do because. My goal is to remove, I can't do because.
FixingFathers.org. What books can we look out there? You got like 5 books.
Well, we got My Wife, My Kids, My God. I would always push my brother Damon's book, Bootleg. We got also a new kids book, Naila and Noah and Uncle Jimmy's Magic Nickel. So that's out there. We got a really cool kids workbook that we are giving away. So if you're interested, give me a call. The kids book, we are doing readings. So if you got some kids, let's say 7, 8, 9 years old, we'd love to come to your organization. Or we can do a Zoom where we would give you the book, 8 or 9 kids. We'll give the kids the book, some cool treats. And this was my wife's idea. We'll do a Zoom right before bedtime, and we'll just read the book. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's my wife's idea. So stuff like that. I got the Stick Pins, the Stick Pins series that I got going on. It's a little comedy about an African-American family. Father's divorced and just dealing with the kids and all the craziness that goes on. So I'm really enjoying doing that. It's so much fun. So I hope that your folks can catch it, because I think if you see one, you're gonna, I got like 10 episodes out. So, binge watch it. It's about an hour worth of content. Binge watch it. And, we're looking forward to raising some money to do season 2. It's fun stuff, man.
What aren't you doing?
Well,
Well, hopefully spending time with the missus.
Well, we want to, it's all good. It's all good.
All right.
We squeezing a movie here and there.
Okay. You better.
Oh, man.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asbery, for coming through.
Thank you, man.
This was very insightful. I mean, Dr. Asbery was like, what do I have to do? I'm like, tell your stories. I mean, this.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate
you. You did. Very entertaining. Look at that. 45 minutes later.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. And looking forward to doing this again, man. We have more content, more stuff to do. Got a lot of stuff that we got in the pipeline. So stuff coming.
There you go. All right.
Man.
With that said, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and also please share. Stop being stingy with this good stuff. All right. With that said, it's the José Candelario Show. Thank you for your time.